got some breaking news regarding hockey. NHL player for the Washington Capitals, Tom Wilson, he has been fined $5,000 for punching Pavel Buchnevich in the back of the head while he was laying down on the ice. So basically, what happened was Buchnevich, he was fighting with the goalie for like a puck, not fighting, but he was basically trying to get the puck in the goal. And while battling, he fell stomach first on the ice, and then Wilson came and delivered a punch to the back of his head. And then obviously the teammates, they didn't take too kind to that. So the Rangers kind of surrounded Buchnevich. And when they surrounded him, him and Artemi Panarin, they were kind of together, and he picked up Artemi Panarin and body slammed Artemi Panarin, and then he swung a punch at Artemi as well. He is being fined $5,000. However, there will not be any type of hearing for him body slamming Panarin, and this basically is a case closed. That's the only thing that's going to happen to Tom Wilson is a $5,000 fine. And due to the body slam on Artemi Panarin will be out for the next 3 games with a lower back injury. Now, before I pass on to you, Nate, this article was written by Greg Wyshynski, ESPN. So, your thoughts on Tom Wilson being fined $5,000?
Well, look. I know fighting's a part of hockey. Like you get like a certain amount of fights. Like I think it's like three before you actually get ejected from the game. But this was just unnecessary. Body slamming him to the ice. Really, come on, dude. And then like the punching, like I wasn't really concerned about the punch because like punches are thrown in the sport like every single time. So like, but obviously like you punch him when he's down stomach first on the ice. Like come on now, at least get him when he's at his strongest, not at his weakest. It's something I learned the hard way. But look. At first I saw this and I heard this and I'm like it can't be that bad. The NHL must be pretty soft, right? But then I realized that dude literally body slammed Artemi Panarin onto the ground. And that was just unnecessary. So at the same time, you gotta you gotta do what you gotta do. They find him and good. You shouldn't be body slamming freaking hockey players onto the ground. Not only that, but you injured them. You injured him. So now what do you gotta say? You know what I mean? So, I mean, with that being said, I hope Tom Wilson can learn from this. Like I said, fighting is a part of hockey. I'm not going to say that it's not, because we all know that it is. But body slamming him to the ground, like, that's just unnecessary. It really is. So, with that being said, best of luck to our team Panarin. Best of luck to both teams. I hope Tom Wilson can learn from this. And if he does, I wish him the best of luck as well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to wish Artemi Panarin and Pavel Buchnevich. I just want to wish them the best of luck. Hopefully that they didn't take too much damage from this. Obviously, Artemi Panarin is going to be out for a few games, so I wish him a speedy recovery. Um, yeah, Nate, let me tell you something. Tom Wilson is one of the dirtiest players in the NHL, and he always has been. I'm being real. He's one of the strongest too. I know that. Like he's a very strong dude, but he is one of the most dirtiest players I feel like in the NHL. Now you got different types of dirty players, and you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but one of them is like Brad Marchand. And Brad Marchand is a dirty player as well, but they're two different dirties. Brad Marchand is kind of like that guy who like really gets under your skin. He'll do like little antics to get under your skin and everything like that. But Tom Wilson is a different story. Tom Wilson, every single time he's dirty, I feel like it's through violence. I just feel like that's what Tom Wilson is, just a physical, violent player. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Nate. This punishment, it's a little light. A $5,000 fine for punching someone in the back of the head, body slamming another player. After you body slammed him, you threw a swing at him. Like, I think that's a little. I think he should be suspended at least a game. To be honest with you, I think this is a light fine. I really do. And then no further hearing after that. So like, we're just gonna ignore the fact that after the play was over, remind you that he picks up Artemi Panarin and body slams. And I understand that fighting is a part of hockey. You're absolutely right. But you know what? When these fights happen, it's more exciting when it's two guys going 1v1 while they're at their strongest, not when the dude is stomach first on the ice and Tom Wilson just lays a swing on the back of his head. Come on, really? Like, I'm sorry, but Tom Wilson has always been one of the dirtiest players in the game. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big fan of Tom Wilson. I never really have been. Okay. I don't care how many Capital fans come in and dislike. I really don't. Okay. Tom Wilson, I feel like, has always been one of the most dirtiest players in the game. But his dirtiness is always coming through violence and physicality. And usually most of the time it's through stuff that is so unnecessary. It's usually unnecessary. But again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Nate Tom Wilson has been doing this for so long that I just don't think he's gonna change. I just don't think he's gonna change his ways. But again, I could be wrong. He could end, but most likely in a game like hockey, people like Tom Wilson usually don't change. But hey, look, man. To Artemi Panarin and Pavel Buchnevich, I wish them the best of luck. To the Washington Capitals, I wish them the best of luck despite the total Tom Wilson incident. To the New York Rangers, I wish them the best of luck. And I just think it's very unfortunate that this was such a light punishment.